time to move to the next stage. The BBC had this opportunity open. I've moved on into that level, and now the next stage.
Yeah.
And I'm in no way comparing myself to a professional footballer, but I do liken, what we do or what I'm doing to the exploits of, some of the football stars that we love. I mean, we love Michael Essien and we love Sule Muntari, and they're doing great things in the best leagues in the world. And so, because of the love I have for my country, I'm saying to myself, well, if I get into the big league of broadcasting, will people feel the same way about me? Can I also bring that same sense of achievement to young people across the country that, you need to stop at some point, stop thinking local. I mean, I could have stayed in Accra and been, the big radio show in Accra, and there's no doubt about that. That's what we had. But then, can you be, the presenter of the biggest radio program on the continent? Can you then move to the biggest radio show in the world? I think as a people, we need to stop thinking local and think global and take on the world, because we've done it before. And when we have the opportunities, I've said it on this show before, that I think Ghanaians are we're blessed, and I'll be accused of bias, of course, but we are extremely talented, and when given the opportunity, we can take on the world. We just need to get our act together.
Fantastic. And I'm also glad you mentioned that you never lose sight of how it all started, your roots, and that keeps you grounded.
Yeah.
When you look back on those controversial days where, let me bring this up again, they said, well, you're not qualified to be the journalist of the year. And now, and I guess I said in the beginning, the best revenge is success. Now you've really gone up the ranks.
Well,
how do you feel? How does that make you feel?
Well, I'll tell you this. I don't gloat about it. I'm not one to look back with, some sense of, well, can you see me now? That's just not me. I mean, even at the time when there was criticism, I felt that, well, if the criticism is relevant, perhaps somebody will learn something from it. People decided to take a few pot shots at me, which is okay. I mean, it comes with the territory. But like you said, those things should not bother you to the extent where it stops you. And even though there was criticism, I got a lot of encouragement from the people who I believe really mattered. And even those who were critics now happen to be friends of mine, and we just don't bring up the subject. But even they concede that you're good at what you do, and nobody doubts that. So you take the good with the bad and hope you learn from it. But I'll tell you quickly, it hasn't been an overnight success. As you pointed out, it's been 10, 12 long, hard, sometimes difficult, tearful, blood and guts kind of years. But in all that, God's been good to me. And I've learned from a very good friend of mine who acts as a counselor for me. He says that, it's a waiting game. It may not come tomorrow, it may not come next year, it may not come even in the decade that you expect it to. But it's a waiting game. Just keep waiting and keep preparing, so that when it comes, you take it, because that opportunity is going to come, and if you're not ready for it, you're going to miss it. And I've been preparing for what I'm going to do, in a few weeks. I've been preparing for it for several years now. So people may wake up one morning and say, oh my goodness, that's Komla Dumor on The World Today. And perhaps they'll be driving in New York and listening to Komla Dumor from the London studios. And they'll say, wow, how did he do it? But it's been a waiting game. Those long hours, waiting, practicing.
Fantastic. And our time is almost up, but especially for the youth that are listening, I want you to really pay attention to this. He said it was a waiting game, and you have to prepare while you wait, because sometimes you get the opportunity and you're not prepared. Even luck, they says, favors the prepared mind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And for those who persevere, I mean, one frustration I've had talking to young people, which I've expressed in the past, is that many of them are very despondent about their future and about the direction in which they're going. And I ask them, what do you want to do? And they say, oh, I'm studying this. I don't even know what I'm going to do next with it. And that worries me, because really we do need to have an inspired generation of young people who are going to move us forward. I'm sorry if I offend anyone, but our parents' generation, including, everyone's parents, they failed us. I think they were given the golden opportunity of independence, and they blew it. And it's now up to our generation to take the mantle. And I am hopeful because I've met some really amazing people in our generation. I mean, really amazing people. If you look in the financial sector, you have, your Abna Amwas and you have your Al Hassan and Danis. And I mean, young people who you can say, wow, these guys really are world class in sports, you name it. We have Ghanaians doing great things in any sector. So there is some source of joy and inspiration, but we still need to tell our young people and remind them that, you know what, we are world beaters, and don't lose hope. Don't wait for handouts, because nobody ever handed anybody anything.
Exactly.
Get up and take it and run with it. When they pass you the ball, when you're in the 18, are you going to pause and think about what do I do next, or are you going to be ready to put it in the back of the net?
Another church say, amen. Komla, well, I had to squeeze you here and at least get some 10 minutes out of you before you head back out. When are you heading back out anyway?
Probably by the time this show is over, I'll be on a plane. But, I think Ghana, I breathe Ghana, and I'm always proud to tell people where I am from. People ask me, oh, where did you learn, your radio skills? I say, in Accra, you know what I mean? So I'm proud of where I'm from.
Yeah, and I'm proud, and I think that Ghanaians, I don't see brain drain. I see brain gain, because you are back and you're bringing some more information back. So we're gaining back. Yeah.
I'm coming back.
And collectively.
And I'll tell you this, this isn't the last you've heard of me.
I know.
God willing.
I know.
Inshallah.
Yes,
sir.
Komla Dumor.
Yeah.
The big boss player, making it upward mobility, and we will here so that we can celebrate him again. Stick around, we'll be right back.